this up. And this shall come up. And I shall control the camera, and the camera will be controlled by me. Out. Oops, wrong way. Out, out. Out, fair smoot. There we go. And I think that's about right. Down just a smidge. Okay, so that's there. In one, down one. There's the way of that. Awesome. All right, so that is set.
Okay, so I'll let him know about that.
All right, and we'll let everybody know because that'll be a question.
Well, I wanted to make sure I let him know.
Yeah, it's just easier to see everything in PayPal or in the GoFundMe.
Yeah.
But for the people that can't,
GoFundMe actually gets a percentage.
Yes, they do. That's why it's 2,100 instead of 2,000 because if we do the 2,000, if we sell all of them, they get $100.
Yeah.
So that's why I did that. All right. Okay. So I shall turn on the light. Shall go this way.
See, she and I
Who is that?
are connected. Dr. Firewoman.
Oh, yeah. Very nice lady.
Yes.
Very nice lady.
She did the exact same thing I did. She said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I misread that."
Yes, and that's why we like clarifying stuff because.
Oh, yay!
What's that? All right, let me make sure
She's sending me a laundry soap recipe.
Cool. Hey.
Yeah, it saves money. It's a dry recipe,
And it cleans your clothes.
so it's powder. And I know you're not real fond of that, but
yeah, I'm not a big powder fan.
But she says it can be used in cold and hot water, so it doesn't clump.
Clumpage is a factor.
Which is what I think you don't like.
Yes.
About powders.
I'm not big about clumps.
Is that what you don't like about powders?
I don't really know, but
why don't you like powder?
Powder is just old-fashioned. Liquid seems so much easier for me. You take the little cap off, you pour it in, you pour it into the stuff, you take the cap and put it back on, and you're done. You
take a scoop, you pour, you're done.
Yeah, but I used to remember my folks. This is how we get into topics, by the way, folks. If you've not, I am going to put stuff up so you can actually see where we're at. This is the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast coming at you. And this
she says this is superior to the liquids.
This is okay. And
she used it on her farm, her nasty farm clothes. And the dog beds.
Okay.
And it gets that clean.
All right, that's good.
So we're going to try this.
All right. So
if it saves us money, you know how I am.
Yes, you are. You can be frugal.
I am frugal.
Yes.
I'm not as bad as my dad, but I am frugal.
So let me get a couple things going here because this is the pre-show, and if you don't know, with the pre-show, and welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast pre-show, and we know that it's a pre-show because it says so right there.
And we're talking about random stuff that has nothing to do with geocaching.
Granular laundry detergent as opposed to
it's called powder.
Okay, powder.
And my hair is sticking out.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
We were going to talk about it later. Take you off to the side and discuss it, but that's how it goes.
Whatever.
Anyways, I remember powder being a big pain in the butt down in the utility room of the Smith house because the box of powder that was there always got knocked around. Powder got thrown all over the place. And it was just, it was that 3 or 4 extra steps of bending over, getting the scoop, putting it in, as opposed to just reaching out, grabbing the bottle, pour it in the cap, pour it in the water, and put it back, and you're done. I, being from the lazy type of person that I am, can appreciate a good couple steps of not having to do something. I'm just saying.
That is the laziest thing I have
pretty lazy.
Ever heard.
It could be pretty lazy.
Out of another human's mouth.
It's like, it's so 1970s. I mean, it just...
No, it's not.
Well, we're from the South here. They're still wondering who won the war. I'm just saying.
No, you're lazy.
Okay, yes.
You're being lazy.
Yes. But I have no problem with you saying, let's try using this powder detergent.
That is the Mac Daddy.
Okay.
That will save us
you
some
know
money.
What? If it cleans the clothes and takes the stains out and I still, doesn't have the consistency of 2020 sandpaper, I'm all for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
Thus the discussion for today, kids.
Welcome to our world.
This is us.
This literally
pick a random topic.
Yeah,
somebody brings it along.
Would happen whether we were doing the show or not.
Bible man, Rick, there was nothing wrong with the 1970s.
I was born in 71.
Yes, and I was not.
No, you were born before that.
Yes.
So I feel that I made the 70s better.
I just say the 70s, not as much as the 60s, but if you can remember at least the first half of the 70s, you did something wrong. I'm just saying.
If you
can remember the first half of the 70s, you did something wrong.
I was born in the first half of the 70s, so I can't remember it anyway.
Okay.
So I have an excuse.
Yeah, because the second half of the 70s was... let's see, we were in the middle of a recession. There was gas rationing in the United States. I'm not talking about the rest of the world, but in the United States, there was gas rationing. We were in a recession, and the only thing that saved us was Star Wars. The original Star Wars came out. Other than that, I'm telling you, that and the music was good. But we digress. But that's what we do in the pre-show. The pre-show, for the people that are new, if you are new, welcome to the GeoSnippits pre-show podcast. Basically, we have little discussions as people are doing things like I'm getting the bottom third set up and the other things are getting put into place and, things like that. And so, yeah, it's interesting. All right. This isn't the...
She said she made a double batch for $20.
All right.
$20.
Okay. I think
I am so excited.
Are you now?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's good. So, yeah, lots of stuff. And anyways, in the pre-show, we go through and we test everything to make sure that the music's working and the volume's where it's supposed to be and we're able to record. And we also get to talk right with everybody in the chat room who is at geosnippets.com at the GS Reboot Podcast website. You just go to geosnippets.com and click on in the upper menu, just click on the GS Reboot menu item, and you come into our showroom where we show the show live, and also we have our worldwide chat room. And the reason why we say worldwide chat room is because we've got people literally from all around the world. And the cool thing is there was some things I can't even bring up in the chat room, but we have a beautiful crowd of people every week, and they're wonderful people, and we love having them on.
I think we were separated as children.
Were we?
I think she and I were.
Ah, okay. That's
scary, isn't it?
Explains a lot. So anyways, so we test things out, make sure things are where they're supposed to be, and I can check stuff and make sure that the electronics is doing what the electronics is supposed to do, that kind of stuff. And that's always good. I'm afraid. Okay, so we've got that set up. So, it's just getting things ready for the show and talk about stuff during the week. A lot of people had heavy snow in the northern part of the states, and it got cold. I mean, cold. It actually got here. We got down in the 20s.
Which is cold for us.
Nighttime for us southerner folk.
Yeah. It's cold for us.
Just saying. As opposed to the people that were like in Michigan, where they said, this is not a major snowstorm. This is what we call in Michigan Tuesday.
A dusting.
So, that's how it is.
A friend of mine who actually lives in Michigan, she lives in Saginaw. Mm-hmm. She just went on a cruise to the Caribbean.
Oh, good timing.
Whatever.
Good timing.
To Cozumel. And I think it was a week long. And she's posting pictures in her shorts. Her and her husband are in her shorts and short sleeves. And she's like, oh, she's holding a bird and she's doing this. She's on the beach with her toes in the sand and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm really glad you're having an awesome time. And I really was. And because she deserves it. Sure. She truly does.
Yes.
But I knew when she got back. She said, we just landed and it's cold.
Yes.
And I was like, yes.
Welcome to Michigan.
Welcome home.
Yes. Yes, that's so it is.
Yes. I'm like, and stop saying ugly stuff.
Or at least stop swearing, one of the two.
Yes.
So yeah, all
She's
parts
like,
of fun.
but it's cold.
Yeah, if you looked at some of the pictures that are out on the social interwebs, the one car that got frozen into place sitting right off of Lake Erie.
That is gorgeous.
Oh yes, but you imagine what it took to get that thing.
Car.
Yeah, imagine what it took to get that off.
Yeah, but you know what? It had to be I hope it was a tourist.
Learning. Well, yeah, if you notice, there wasn't another car around except for that car right there.
Because really, if you live there,
yeah,
serves you right. Really,
you learn about, lake snow.
Lake effect snow, yeah,
and,
that's nasty.
And that it gets blown off the lake, and if you have high enough winds,
lake effect snow.
Yes, and if you have a parking lot that just happens to be within 30 feet of the lake, in the direction that the wind normally blows directly off of the lake,
and it's freezing,
and it's winter, you know not to put your car there for any length of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was.
And they said it's going to take more than an ice scraper.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, that's going to take a bunch. I think that could you just hit? No, actually, I can do it from here. I got it. And so
he did not mute his phone.
That is one of the beauty things about having a smartwatch is because you can do stuff like that. And that's not coming. They can't hear that.
Okay, good.
Because we have and if you can, no, it's not going through. We've got through my one computer that it's got an announcement saying that there's a phone call coming through. Mm-hmm. And boy, it's been a long time since we've actually had that.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, now it has stopped. But you guys can't.
At least it's a pleasant noise.
Yes, it's a pleasant little trill as things go. So yeah, the weather was interesting. The 70s were awesome. What I could remember.
I don't remember some of them. I remember kindergarten.
Yeah.
Yeah. My teacher called me a socialite.
Really? Mm-hmm. Is that another term for talkative?
Yeah, and she wasn't meaning it mean or anything.
She's such a socialite.
Yeah, she told my mom. She's like, Amy is a little socialite.
She's social over here. She's social over there. She likes
to talk. She likes to, I'm like, well.
What happened?
What do you mean?
You are a lot better than you used to be.
What do you mean?
When it comes to social occasions, you have reopened your social talents.
There was a point where I loved being out in
public, or is that drunken public?
No, that I loved being out in social situations. That it didn't bother me in the least. Hey, the more the merrier. But there came a point where, in my life, where certain events just made me feel like I didn't really want to do that anymore. So I kind of holed up in my little bubble and didn't do that. So.
Okay. Bible Band Rick's got a good question in the chat room.
What cache? Oh yeah.
If you had won the lottery, which cache would you go for? I would have to go for Brazil. I literally would have to go for the last ape cache.
I would tell him to send me a postcard.
Oh, come on. Brazil's wonderful.
Yeah.
You got that kind of money. I'm not going there in a little beat up 2x2.
No, I'm going to go to a resort while you go get the ape cache.
I will have them drop me down from a helicopter to the park where the cache is.
No, dude, you got to have the experience if you're going to
sign the log and
come on. Back up. This brings back to the lazy part.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, if you got the bucks, go for it.
No, you got to have the whole experience.
Yeah. I would go for the Ape Cache. I really would.
Without the helicopter dropping you right to it.
The other one would be the International Space Station.
Yeah, that I could see you doing.
That would be so cool.
That I could see you doing.
Because you get enough money, and that's all it takes, folks. Hey, let me do a little donation to NASA. And go up to the international. They'll have to put an extra booster on the rocket. I have to know that's how it is. I'm not a lightweight. I'm just saying you're going
to have to lose weight to get on.
Going to have to put the little extra cargo up into space. But the International Space Station would be awesome.
Yeah.
And the other one would have to be. See, we would have to talk
to. I don't know what I would do.
Sir Branson and from Virgin.
Yeah,
because he's got a couple of things going on. He also put that other one that's down by the volcanic vent, like a mile down into the ocean.
You know what?
That would be cool.
I would do that one. I would go in the ocean and do ones in the ocean.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I would do. I would not do the Ape Cache.
Oh, the Ape Cache would be great.
No, I've got no desire to do that one.
Really?
Yeah, no
You're
desire.
Just not a jungle queen?
No, I'm not.
Just saying.
I'll be at a resort while you do that.
Sure. Drinking Mai Tais. And...
Yep. Swimming in the pools they got out there.
Yeah.
Rock on.
Okay.
Y'all have fun. You want to go to the space station?
Yeah, I think that'd be a riot.
Please bring him back. Whatever.
Eventually.
Yeah.
It's like Mr. Smith. You have to get back into the capsule. Why?
Right.
I mean, I saw Gravity. I understand the circumstances.
I would go in the ocean, and I would go in
down in
the
a
ocean.
Submarine to the. Oh, that
no,
would be so
I would
cool.
go deep sea diving in a heartbeat for.
Well, you can for a volcanic.
No. For a cache in general, not for that one. But
why don't we do? Why should Lord Branson have all the fun? And put some. Why don't we just rent a submarine and put our own cache down by someplace in the ocean?
All right.
If we're gonna do it, let's do it. If we got that kind of dough,
we should write him.
Sure. Yeah, he's an avid cacher, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that would be awesome.
Maybe he watches the show.
Yes, and yes, Taz could be our guide, and I'm sure if I said, "Hey, dude." You want to go first class this time? Let's do this.
He'd probably be all over it.
He'd be gone in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. That gets my mind to wandering. Thanks, Rick. That's
I'd be in the water. You'd be out in the jungle somewhere sweating.
Oh, yeah.
I would not.
Yeah. With my
all good.
My lightsaber machete. I think it would be awesome. God. Well, hey, if you got the money, you might as well get the tools. Anybody could do it with a piece of steel. I want to do it with a lightsaber. I'm just saying, got to do it right. Yes. So I think that would, Yeah,
you and Taz and Rick have fun.
I think we do it in a heartbeat. I know it. We just do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. We got a couple minutes left. And if people are going, are they ever going to start talking about geocaching?
I'm going to go visit Doc Firewoman.
Where's she going? Oh, you're just go visit as a general.
Yeah, I'm just going to go to her house.
Yeah, might as well dream big. Absolutely.
Yeah. If you're going to do it,
go
big.
Yeah. Okay, we got a couple minutes left. The big thing that we're definitely going to show you, fine folks, and I'll take this out of the package. This is how it comes in the package. And I have to put my finger here because I didn't register this one yet. But this, they are in if you haven't seen on the social.
Ooh, she has cousins in Belize.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah, I would go there.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I just want to go to some places that I don't have to worry about being shot. I'm just saying.
So let's go to Mexico.
No, let's go to, that's in Brazil, honey. Not Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Little geography lesson here.
I'm geographically challenged. I can tell you that right now.
Geocache is in Brazil, which is not in Mexico.
I didn't know.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Now you know. It's in Brazil.
I thought it was in Mexico.
No, it's in Brazil.
Okay.
And
see, I'm not going, so it really doesn't matter.
Actually,
for me
you know what I think I would really love to do, and I'll see if people like the same idea as I try to get this out. I would love to spend like 3 months in New Zealand.
Oh, that would
Australia.
be nice. No,
I would like to see it. I would love to see Australia. 3 months in
New Zealand would be nice.
In Xenaland.
With the Kiwis.
And
that's what they call the people.
Where the hobbits are. Let's do it. I'm just saying. Yep. And yes, we see people already saying some people have already started putting in their orders. Here it is, folks. We've been talking about it for months.
It is
gorgeous.
Great.
It is 2.5 by 2.5. So this is a good size patch. This is beautiful. My finger is strategically placed over a tracking number.
Yes.
And matter of fact, you can see right up here in the box is actually where the very first one that I pulled out of the box that I did register. But this one I just wanted to show you. Anything that looks light green is glow in the dark.
Yes.
It is awesome. The colors just pop.
So where his finger is
and everything else is glow in the dark.
Glow in the dark. Everything around the edge and
yes.
the G and the S.
Yes, and all that is glow in the dark. It is gorgeous. 2.5 inches. The cool thing about this, because I did not realize when I talked originally to Aaron from Coins and Pins, who designed and created this for us, I was thinking when he said patch, I'm thinking cloth.
It's not.
It's rubber.
Yeah.
And it's like inlaid. It is gorgeous. It's deep. The parts are multiple levels, but where the edges of the patch is supple enough that you can put a needle with a thimble, and if you want to attach this to clothing or cloth, you can sew this to it.
It would have to be a pretty hefty needle,
yes,
with some hefty thread,
but it's not like something where it's impossible. You can definitely sew this to any clothing, or your geocaching pack or whatever goes with that. And then on the back, which I thought was genius, is actually this smooth
you see it reflecting.
you can see the gloss.
Yeah,
it's super smooth.
Yeah.
And so if you want to put this on any surface, metal, plastic, whatever you want to do, so that it adheres with some glue, and just put it on, away you go. And the other part,
you could even glue a magnet on it.
Oh yeah, and put
a magnet.
Oh, absolutely.
Put it somewhere like that.
Absolutely. And the other cool thing I like about it is the first two letters of the patches is GR for GeoSnippits Reboot. I think that is so cool. So yes, a big thank you and kudos to Aaron and the family out there at coinsandpins.com for coming up with this fantastic design. It went through a series of ways of checking for people to see till it got to the point where, and I gave Aaron all the creativity that whatever he felt looked the best to do. He had the creative
license to do whatever he wanted.
And this is what he eventually came up with after several redesigns. And and this is actually the absolute first time that this has been attempted with glow in the dark and trackable in the geocaching community. So we are the first to do this. So for mass production. So this is awesome.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah. And we are going to be, it's open now. This is for a fundraiser. And I'll give you the 2-second tour now, just so that you guys know, and then we'll talk about it a little bit in the show. These are going to go for $8. And and this is good size. I mean, you go to an event, $8 is no big deal for a patch this big and this cool.
It's like
especially
what, 2.5 inches?
It's 2.5 by 2.5.
Yeah.
So this is a good size.
Yeah.
Without being too big.
Right.
You know, this is something you could put on your shirt or whatever, and just it'd be great. And the kicker is it includes shipping.
Yep.
And it's $8. For our friends overseas, it's going to cost a couple bucks more. It's $10 just because of the shipping. So that's how that goes. And we have the site up, and I should put a thing up for that. And I'll see if I can do that in the next minute or so. But basically, all you have to do is go to either the GeoSnippits website or the GeoSnippits Reboot website. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see the patch. Just click on it. It'll immediately take it to our GoFundMe site. Or you can go to gofundme.com/GSRP computer. And it will take you to the site, and you can order patches. Now, keep in mind, this is a fundraiser. So if you can throw in a couple extra bucks, would be great. We would appreciate the donation, and it's tax deductible. So awesome stuff. We are so geeked that these are out, and we'll talk more about them.
He's more of a geek than I am, but whatever.
It's glow in the dark, and it's trackable. I mean, come on, it's cool.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
It is very cool.
All right, while we're talking with that, we've got a couple minutes left. And yes, we will actually start talking about geocaching stuff in just a minute. This is the pre-show, which means everything and anything that can come up under different things. That's what it does.
And he is... he can't spell right at the moment. There's an O in that word.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's...
Yeah.
All right.
So he's trying to get some stuff up. So
yeah, so I'm gonna put the thing
it'll
up
be
here
out
so you can see it. All right, I think that, and I'll choose a color for it.
to green.
You want green?
Yeah.
You want light green or dark green?
The green that is there right now.
Right there.
No.
That green.
No, yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. All right, fair enough. She's doing her poetic license now too. And then I'm going to put down here.
Ooh.
All right. GoFundMe.com/GSRP computer. All right, let's see how this looks. And we will save it. Save. Let's see what it looks like. There you go. We need a computer. GoFundMe.com/GSRP GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast computer. And that will take you to the site. And please, please, please tell your friends, share this with everybody, and help us get a new computer. And again, we will go over more of that as we get into things. All right, guess what? It is that time. And so I am going to bring up the custom overlay.
Okay.
And not use the geocaching podcast, which I used.
No, that was last night.
Yes, we shall use this one and go from here.
I look nothing like Scott Burks.
No, actually, you don't. That's pretty cool. All right, folks. But we digress. Sit back, relax, get your favorite snack, your favorite libation, the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, complete with a cool patch, coming at you right about now. That was very professional, dear.
Thank you.
All right. Well, hello, and welcome. Welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. I'm your host, Andy HeadHardHat Smith, and I am here with the wonderful, the delightful, the DeWitty, the clearing your throat, wife Amy. How you doing, darling?
Mm-hmm.
That good?
Mm-hmm.
You are just what did I do now?
Nothing.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Yet.
We were just talking about the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast patch that is now out, and we'll talk more about it in the show. And yes, I'm going to be showing this up every once in a while because it is so cool, glow in the dark trackable, just saying it. And the people in the chat room are actually talking about some of the different things that you can put on, including like ball caps and your favorite hat and your geocaching pack and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what are they actually talking about?
Well, they're talking about ball caps and hoodies.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Which would also work exceptionally well with these fantastic patches to go on those.
Packets.
Yes, you'll be hearing this till we get the computer. I mean, we'll talk more about that in a little bit, but I will be showing that puppy as much as I can because they are cool. And I figured if I annoy you enough with it, you guys go, just order the thing and we'll buy it. So then that way we can have our computer.
Yeah.
Because we need it. It's one of those things. But anyways, let's get going. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. It is the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, recorded live from the GeoSnippets studios here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and it is January 14th, 2016. So yeah, it's really cool. We've got a lot of stuff going on. Winter weather is a blowing in the northern states. We saw on Tuesday at Chicago really didn't get a lot. I think they said Scott Burke said yesterday they got more cold and ice than Michigan, that had a pretty good winter effect, lake effect snow type situation that literally covered most of the state, and I'm sure New York and the rest of them got quite a bit as well. And yeah, they got their snow. Mm-hmm. So we actually had to zip up our hoodies and go out. So it was cold. It was pretty brutal. And I was telling wife Amy, we only got about 2 more weeks until February, which the daffodils and the tulips start coming up. So I'm just saying. Yeah,
but we haven't had a real bad ice storm here.
Yeah,
in a few years, so
we're due.
Yeah.
Yeah. And ice storms here are well, if you get any kind of winter weather here, the whole state shuts down.
Well, snow, yeah, but ice, nobody can drive on ice.
No, it's terrible.
I don't care where you're from or what you say.
Yeah.
You can't drive on ice.
Isn't March here tend to have more of the ice storms than other parts of the year?
It depends. Around sometimes January's really bad.
Is it?
Yeah, it has been in the past. Sometimes.
Yeah.
February can be January, February. It kind of depends.
Right.
But March has been bad.
Yeah. So it
snowed on the day I was born.
And I'm going to leave that right there. The different
explains a lot, doesn't it?
It does. And but today it was like in the 60s. It was like early low 60s and sunny. So it was gorgeous out. And yet we're still under a flood watch. So I think we're under a flood watch till Tuesday because we're supposed to get more rain. Because I
was trying to look and
we were saturated.
I was looking to see where you saw that, and I can't find it.
AccuWeather keeps popping up.
Does
right
it?
there. See AccuWeather on my watch.
Oh.
And then it says right now until 1 a.m. Tuesday.
Oh, geez.
They've got flood warnings in effect. Well, what it is we've got so much water, and it's got nowhere to go. So
the ground's already saturated.
Right. So if it gets crazy, it's got nowhere to go, and it's just going to flood. So, anyways, interesting stuff. Not too much geocaching wise this week, but Amy and I are really excited because, and I'm going to put this because I know what you said. I just didn't put it in the show notes. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. On Saturday, we are going to, and you may have heard in the last episode, one of Amy's friends is a Cub Scout leader. And
no, she's not.
No?
No.
Okay. How did that work? In 10 words or less.
Oh, good luck.
I'm drink coffee.
Yeah. It's a coworker of mine whose son is a Cub Scout. And she asked if we would mind talking to his Cub Scout group about geocaching and kind of taking them to get a couple geocaches. I'm like, sure. When? She goes, how about next Saturday? Oh, yes. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to do that. Some of the kids apparently have an inkling about what geocaching is, and the rest of them have never even heard of it until now,
including the leaders.
And apparently, because they don't even know what to do to explain it.
When I heard that, the first thing I thought is, here we go.
Yeah.
So we're going to do.
I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, there's only like
fun.
10 or 15 of those kids.
Yeah. And I've talked to Cub Scouts before and just had a blast.
And her husband said, we really appreciate y'all doing this. I said, the hardest part about this whole thing, and he kind of looked at me, he's like, yeah. I said, is getting him to shut up.
And then over here, this is what you can
And he started laughing. I said, you think I'm kidding? I said, I'm going to have to go, hey, they only have an hour and a half.
The kids are glassing over.
And they want to find something.
Yeah, so
let's go.
We'll have to balance. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
So Cub Scout Troop 202
out of Cary, North Carolina.
Is going to be meeting up with us, and we're going to go talk to Geocaching 101 stuff this Saturday, and I am geeked.
Dude, I'm very excited because we never get out to geocache anymore.
Well, we haven't, and hopefully things for that will be changing in the next couple of weeks too.
Hopefully.
Yes.
She said, It's supposed to rain Friday. Is that going to affect what we're doing Saturday?
Oh, heck no. Get your ponchos, get
Bring
your galoshes.
boots.
Bring your boots.
I said, boys love mud. It's all right.
We'll have fun.
She's like, oh.
Yes.
She's going to have to do laundry.
Yes. So bring those tarps for the cars because you're going to need them. All right. So that's how things work here with wife Amy and myself here in the GeoSnippits studio. So yes, it'll be a riot. And plus I know how to untie knots really well. So this should be good. So you might be saying to yourself, hey, these guys are pretty fun. I want to catch up more about them and find out what they do each and every week about geocaching and about the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast universe from geocachers all around the planet. So how can you watch the show live or generally get in touch with Amy and Andy? Well, it's very simple. All you have to do is watch the live feed and join us in our chat room by we're hermits. We can't, yeah. By going to geosnippets.com on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have all our social media links. If you go up to geosnippets.com or geosnippetsreboot.com, which holds all our episodes, upper right-hand corner has all our social intertweebs that we keep up in there.
Intertweebs?
Yes, I just made it up. It's kind of fun.
What was it supposed to be?
It's interwebs kind of thing.
Intertweebs.
Yeah, because it's social. With Twitter and
I'm gonna have to use that.
Intertweebs. Copyright HeadHardHat 2016.
Intertweebs.
Yes. And finally we have our let's see, we've got our YouTube channel that you can every time we do a podcast. Yes, we are definitely going to start doing more periscoping and I'm definitely doing some more vlogs this year. Last year, without getting into stuff, it was just a very rough second half of the year for us in 2015. And we just had, well, I think Amy eloquently put it, we just got kicked in the teeth for the second half of the year. And we just couldn't get out and do stuff like we normally wanted to. And this year, things are starting to have the potential of looking better and having us go out and do a lot more geocaching than we did last year. Because if you remember our first half, we had fun. We went to Geo Woodstock and did a whole sorts of things.
Yeah.
And then poof. So that's just how it went.
Yep.
So anyways, when we do our vlogs, it'll be out there. And if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, it automatically goes in your subscribe bucket and you can check out our stuff, including our podcast, each and every week without having to go digging for them. Finally, we have our voicemail where you can call in your questions, comments, or suggestions by calling 919-341-9519, or you don't even have to worry about that, including the phone charges, and just go to geosnippets.com or geosnippetsreboot.com and select the send voicemail tab on the right side of the screen. Record your voicemails via computer, tablet, or smartphone, and basically you got 3 minutes to talk about anything you want, either comments or questions about the show, things that you want to see on the show, subjects that we already talked about that you wanted to put your 2 cents for in, or any of your, milestones, anything. Give it a try. It's really cool. And again, it's our send voicemail tab. Click on that and go. It's awesome. And the great thing is it's free. By all means, give it a try. And this week, wife Amy, we have some viewer feedback that I thought was really, really cool. And why don't you go ahead and read that one?
Okay. It starts out with, thank you for sending the Coins and Pins prize package from November, drawn December 3rd. Found the package in my mailbox this afternoon while heading out to run errands. Got back late after shopping to visit with some friends. These are my first coins.
Awesome.
I need to get busy to earn the achievement sets outright.
Yes.
The 2424 is more than doable, having the Kansas Star in my scope. The 1000 achievement is unwrapped, untouched, my inspiration, my carrot on a string goal. Somewhere between the two, planning to visit Mingo for a personal landmark. My favorite of all is the breathtaking Gemini stars of the North Coin. As a countrywoman, I am a weather enthusiast as well as all things celestial. I just watched tonight's episode in its entirety, was too late for the live. Know that you two are appreciated and an inspiration.
Ah,
That's very sweet. We'll work up a goodie package of sorts to send your way. God bless, Aunt Squeak.
thanks, Aunt Squeak. That was very
sweet.
nice.
Thank
I love getting
you.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yep.
All right, good stuff. Well, we got a lot of
good luck on your goals.
Yes, very much so, and everybody else on their goals. So get out there and do some geocaching. All right, here it is. We talked about it, and we started giving out little hints during the week. They are here, and now is the time to go over this right here, this fantastic little patch. Now, I've strategically put my finger over the tracking number. It is our GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast patch. This is so cool. It's 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. It is rubber based, and the letters and the little objects in the patch are cut out of the rubber. So they actually are embossed? And you can actually feel and see that it's not just all flat. You can feel all the different parts of the patch. It's literally cut into the patch itself. It's 2.5 by 2.5. They're gorgeous, and literally what happens is we need to have the main computer that we work on. We've been doing this show for good 3 years now, plus the stuff that I've done with the Geocaching Podcast. It is an antiquated PC that, if you know our show, realize that it has had its issues. And they're starting to get more and more.
Only when we're trying to do the show.
more and more frequent. So we need a new computer. We've talked to our fine folks out here is our listening post, which is our chat room.
Yes.
And they said get a Mac. And that's exactly what we want to do. We looked around and found an iMac 27-inch that had the power that we needed. We can't just get some computer and go this way. It's got to have some humph to it, and humph, so that
like inner tweets.
Yes, because we have to be able to do our video editing, our audio editing, plus a podcast and everything else. So that's video streaming that needs to go through both in and out, and have the connectability to do all this. The one that we're looking at with the accessories is going to be about $2,000, maybe a little more. So we put up a goal of 2,100 to try to achieve. And if we can get more than this, because it is a fundraiser, this is what we're looking for. Please, in your ideas of purchasing the patches, if you can throw in a couple extra bucks with that, it would greatly help us, because other things are going with the office as well. If you notice wife Amy every once in a while dropping 6 to 8 inches shorter than normal, her chair needs to be replaced. There's a couple of things, plus some accessories for the computer itself. So we put out a beginning goal of 2,100. 100 of that goes to the GoFundMe, because there is a fee for every transaction that goes through, and out of 2,100 we would get 2,000. 100 would go to GoFundMe. If we can get more than that, thank you, we can get other goodies for the studio as well that are needed for stuff. So again, the patch is gorgeous. This is the type of thing that you can sew very easily, or use cloth glue, fabric glue to put it to your pack, or put it to a shirt or a sweatshirt or whatever you'd like to do. The cool thing is on the back of it, and you can see the reflectivity, it's got a smooth rubber surface on the back, so you can glue this to any adhesive area, be it metal, be it plastic, be whatever you want. It'll very easily glue to that.
Yeah. Or if you wanted to move it from thing to thing, you could put Velcro on a couple of different things.
Or a magnet, like you said.
And put Velcro on there, or a magnet.
Yeah.
On something.
And it'll work just as well, and put it up on your fridge or whatever you need to do. Yeah. So this is how it works. I am going to put up on the website, or bottom third here, where you can go check things out. If you go to geosnippets.com or geosnippetsreboot.com, and or you can go to gofundme.com/GSRP COMPUTER. So GSRP computer. from the GoFundMe.com site. You'll go to there, and that's what you go. We're asking $8, and that includes shipping.
Yep.
In the U.S. If you're from overseas, we're asking $10 just because the shipping cost is that much more.
Yep.
So that's what it is. I'll tell you right now, I would have no problem. Not that I'm trying to sell this and sound like this way. And keep in mind, this is a fundraiser. If I went to a geocaching event and saw this for $8 or $10, I would have no problem buying it. Mm-hmm. It's that good. If you notice, everything that is light green in here is glow in the dark, and it's trackable. Mm-hmm. The colors really pop, and it's just an amazing patch. Please, please, please. This is going to be a great fundraiser, and the sooner that we get the computer, the less havoc hopefully we will have with the show. So please check that out. If you've got any questions, just let us know, and we'll be glad to answer all you have. We did have a couple people say GoFundMe uses credit card.
Yes,
if you want to use PayPal, go to our websites at geosnippits.com, click on the PayPal, and just put in the comments patches. Mm-hmm. And put the amount that you want to donate. We already have people that have, I just put it out earlier today just to say, hey, by the way, this is available. People have already started contributing, and they are paying more than just a patch.
Did you put it on Twitter too?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So it's out there, and we'll put it out frequently, believe me. And to try to get as many people, and please share this with others so that they know about it, and we can get as many people involved with this as well. And for the people that have already contributed, thank you. Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Yes, please keep it out. We would greatly appreciate it. Good stuff. So that's all we have for now. If you got any questions, let me know, and we will go from there. All right, next, sponsor of the month, gxproxy.com. Okay, we're going to only spend a couple minutes because we've got a show to do as well.
What?
I'm telling you, we got stuff to do. But we want to say thank you to Beverly and all the fine folks at gxproxy.com for everything they do. In a nutshell, and you can get all the information if you go to geosnippits.com and click on the Legend of Davy Jones graphic. It'll tell you everything on the page about it. But basically what you get is this right here, which is this fantastic packet of the Legend of Davy Jones. And the cool thing about it is,
I love them.
I do too. And you get all 4 geocoins that are in the collection, and each geocoin, which is gorgeous.
The coin and its proxy.
And you get a proxy coin that goes with it. So you get
That's the easy way to say that.
8 essential coins basically, and Chris Mackey did it, and it's fantastically done. The colorings are beautiful. This is a coin you're going to want to have in your collection. I'm just saying. So for that, again, click onto the icon on GS Reboot on geosnippits.com or geosnippitsreboot.com. Click on the Davy Jones icon and give you all the information. Having a hard time with. There's a lot of information to give out.
Websites.
I'm telling you. But go ahead and check that out, and it'll give you all the information on how you can send in your entry. You have until January 22nd, 2016.
That's 27th.
Did I say 7th?
No, you said 2nd.
I'm sorry. 12 noon, January 27th, 2016. Get your entries in. Standard, full name, geocaching alias, address, and send it to gsreboot@gmail.com. In the subject line, put GX Proxy Davy Jones Contest, and send that off to us, and we will get you in. We already have a ton of people in, and if you are a Patreon and you're a contributing member to the GeoSnippits Reboot podcast, you automatically get a second entry in. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right. And we will do the show live on Thursday, January 28th to find out who wins those fantastic prizes.
Okay.
All right. GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast Geocaching Poll of the Week. And we do this. Another thing you want to do is make sure you have our Google Plus circles in yours, because we go out and we ask geocachers all the time what they feel about geocaching subjects. And we also put out our polls on Google Plus. And this week's poll, and I'll have wife Amy talk about that as it comes up here. And I'll let you go from there, my love.
Where is that? Oh, that's in Cabela's. All right. A little lightsaber. Where do you prefer to geocache the most?
Okay. And here are the choices.
Yes, there are. Okay, at 9%, geocaching over 100 miles from home at 9%.
All right.
I don't know if I said that already. Okay, at 13%, geocaching within 100 miles from home.
Okay.
21% geocaching in another state or country.
All right.
At 25% geocaching close to home. And at 32% geocaching within 50 miles from home.
That fits pretty well, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so good stuff. We do our polls, and you can find it on our geosnippets.com website as well. Check them out. And again, we send out to all the people that are connected to us through Google Plus each week. Matter of fact, we just sent out the new one earlier this afternoon. We're already getting a lot of hits on that. So good stuff. That's the geocaching poll of the week. All right. Wow, good stuff. Let's move on. Tonight's episode is brought to you in part by cache-advance.com for all your geocaching needs. Cache-advance.com. Go find it.
And also by... I was reading the awesomeness in the chat room. You have to read it.
I will.
And also by coinsandpins.com, the best place to get custom coins, geocoins, lapel pins, and patches made. Go through our GeoSnippits links and use the promo code HeadHardHat for a 10% discount. And FYI for our listeners, you can sign up for their newsletter to get notified of when new coins and patches are available for sale. We're also very thankful to all of our sponsors. And if you want to see more of their products, be sure to go to our GeoSnippets websites and simply click on their logos. Not only do you get great deals, but it helps our program as well.
I don't think you've ever read that before. All right, let's move on.
I kept thinking about what I was like.
Yeehaw! Yep. Geocaching Proxies GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, episode 140. And yes, the conversation in the chat room is great, and we have some very generous people out there. Yes. And we greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys all so much for the fundraiser. And yeah, good stuff. Geocaching. Okay, why does it say Geocaching Proxies? That is not what it is. Geocaching Challenges is what we have.
I wasn't
episode really 141. Sure. That was, I didn't change that. See what it is.
No, you did not. And because that was last week.
That was last week, which was an excellent show. By the way, we got a ton of people responding to the proxies that we talked with episode 140.
We had a great time. I did.
Yes, and apparently I did too. Just before I tried putting my notes in here, it was so good.
You wanted to do it again.
Yes. We had a lot of feedback. Thank you guys so much for last week's show. Anyways, I don't think
I could be that entertaining twice in
a decade. Yeah.
Hey.
So why don't we go by and forward over to this week's show, which is Geocaching Challenges, GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast 141. So yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on with geocaching.com right now that deals with leap year. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit on how that gets involved with challenges. But first, for the people, especially people that are brand new to geocaching, and for the people that may or may not know it, that have been around for a while, we figured it would be a good time now to talk about geocaching challenges so you can get ready for leap year, which, of course, is this year, and February 29th, which is leap year day. All right, so what exactly is a challenge cache? A challenge cache requires that geocachers meet a geocaching related qualification or series of tasks before the challenge cache can be logged as a found. You know, things like waymarking, benchmarking, where I go related tasks also qualify for a challenge. The additional qualification or geocaching related tasks are considered the basis of a challenge cache. And this is as opposed to what we used to call back in the old days, an ALR or additional logging requirements. Now, they have stopped except for, let's say, for example, earth caches, which kind of fall under an ALR type situation. You back in the old day would have to do this to get
I wasn't born back in the old days.
To get a smiley, it may say, find the geocache, sign the log, and send in a picture of yourself wearing a banana hat. Or
I need a banana hat.
Some other goofy thing that you had to do extra besides just finding the geocache.
Stand on your head.
Something like that. Say the alphabet backwards, whatever.
I can't do that.
And those were called ALRs, or additional logging requirements. A few years ago, geocaching.com took those out, saying, no, you don't have to wear the banana hat unless it's Andy, and to qualify to get a geocache signed. The only, like I said, the only one that sort of is on that gray area are earth caches, where you go and you are required many times.
Or virtuals.
Or, well, even for some of the virtuals, yeah, that you can go through and have to answer the questions.
Yeah.
Proving that you were there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like an ALR, but not like the old days where they were really semi-bizarre with that. Anyways, challenge caches vary in scope and format. All challenge caches must be in the affirmation and require that something be accomplished. Now, that's for actual challenge caches. Challenge cache owners must demonstrate that there are sufficient available geocaches to meet the challenge at the time of the publication. Reviewers may ask the geocache owner to demonstrate that they have previously met the challenge and or that substantial number of other geocachers would be able to do so, which actually brings up a whole conflict. Just talk to Scott Burks.
Scott Burks is a conflict.
Yes, but he's a very smart conflict.
And, he is. And I liked seeing him hold the TARDIS.
So it's basically made for challenge caches. That you do something required and to finish the challenge. A lot of the challenge caches that we are familiar with and that we're going to talk about tonight are a little bit easier. It's usually a numbers game to fill out things, to like charts and the X number of geocaches to do something, to do a challenge. We are going to actually have in the show notes the challenge geocache information URL that literally, and I'll bring it up here so Amy can see this while I'm talking, because she's never here in the meetings.
If you had meetings, I would try to make them.
Geocaching.com, and it actually has literally, we could spend quite amount of time talking about the requirements and everything you need to do, about must and must nots for challenge caches. We're not going to do that. We're going to give you a link for you fine folks, if you're really interested in creating your own challenge caches, on how to do this. The link will be provided in our show notes. Just go to GeoSnippitsReboot.com and look up episode 141, and it'll have it on here. Now, the other thing that happened, and believe it or not, the year is almost up. This brought up a lot of...
No, it's not. It just started.
We're not talking about 2016. We're talking about this situation. Nice dig, but not quite that good. You have to do dig a little harder for that one, honey.
Well, what you said was incorrect.
I'm sorry. The challenge cache moratorium, what's that word? Moratorium. Thank you. The challenge cache moratorium started back in April 21st, 2015. So we got almost a year done. And we're going to do a whole show about this later on, because I want to see what they did in this past year. Basically, geocaching.com said no more challenge caches can be created for this year. So from April 21st, 2015, that's the question, to April 21st, 2016, no new challenge caches can be made. The ones that are already out there, you can still go for. but
why?
no new ones. That's a big question.
Oh, and they didn't say why. They just
kind of did. It's
a because I said so from a parent answer.
Kind of. It was more of, well,
come on, really?
We're trying to find out if this works and how people want it, and we're going to try to mold this into something. It may actually maybe because challenge caches are not counted the same. Actually, that's the problem. They're counted as the same as any other cache.
Okay.
It doesn't fall under a specific. There's no such thing as a challenge cache type, which is what I think a lot of people would want. They're just
they can change that later,
right? But that's what this year is for. It's to sit back, regroup, figure out if the challenge cache concept really works.
Okay,
and then apply it after this year moratorium, and make this into something.
So why not just say that?
Because this is geocaching.com and they got the keys.
It's not like they're politicians.
No, but this is what they wanted to do. And so we went, all right, let's see what you do. So everybody
say what you mean, please.
Everybody is holding their breath.
Oh my God.
I've never seen you get that intense about an item like this. This is interesting.
Well, I'm
slightly excited.
Oh my God. I work with politicians every stinking day.
Yes.
And so I have to be PC.
Yes.
With absolutely everything.
Right.
So when I leave.
No wonder you're the way you are when you get home.
I want to just say, look, you stink and this is why.
Yeah.
I don't want to say, well, it could have been done this way and maybe we should look at it another way.
Uh-huh.
No, it's wrong. And this is why.
All right.
And so that's why.
Yes. And I'm sure there's a lot of people when it came to this moratorium felt the same way, but the person with the gold makes the rules. And
I understand, but just tell people what the reason. This is not like it's people's lives.
Yeah. And it does affect things. So this is an absolutely great point, and I love seeing the intensity you have in this. Congratulations. I like that.
I mean,
you're right. Absolutely.
I mean, really, it's not like you're the president of the United States making.
Right. So we'll have to wait and see. Deep breath, have some water or coffee or both.
No, I don't want to sugarcoat it. That's exactly right.
All right. Good stuff. Good for you. And I think you're absolutely
Sugars
right.
for coffee and tea.
All right. I'm trying to get this song out of my head right now. Never mind. So anyways. Go for it. Yes. And it'll be interesting. I think the worst thing that can happen with this, and this is a great point for you that you brought up with this. If it turns around April 22nd, 2016, and they've got nothing, then I'm going to be upset. Then it's like, why the heck did you have us wait an entire year for you to sit there and spin on yourself? So I'm just saying.
Yes.
So we'll have to see what happens, and I'm hoping
then I really will get my Southern up.
Yeah. And you get a taste of it. This is good. All right, good stuff. Let's move on. So we've got this hold on new challenge caches, but it doesn't mean that you can't fulfill different types of challenges that are already out there. And we have a list tonight while Amy calms down, different types of challenges you may or may not have ever really thought about or even considered, going to get challenge caches. So here's some of the main ones, and I'm going to toot for coinsandpins.com because they have a wonderful, and we give so many of these away of different geo achievement sets. And these geo achievement sets are for recognition to challenges. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I say, if you want something to commemorate your challenges, coinsandpins.com has probably the best overall collection of geo achievement type stuff. Other sponsors have them too.
Absolutely.
And we're not trying to knock that at all. It's just that we have given away
to see who has what you're looking for.
Yeah, we have given away so many of these right here. I just happen to have one right here of geo achievement sets where you got the geo coin and the pin, and coinsandpins.com just specializes in that. All right, so let's start on some of these. Because it is leap year, and I had a good story from Scott last night about this. How often does leap year show up?
Every 12 years.
I don't think so. Sometimes it seems that long. Is that how often you vote?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every 4 years.
Very good. So what happens is there is a very, very popular challenge where if you were to take every day of the year and put it on a grid for each month and each day of that month, and you find a geocache on each one of those days, and eventually if you fill it up, you get an achievement for that.
Yeah.
If you don't do that on February 29th, which is leap year, you have to wait 4 more years till you can finish that challenge. The 300, what they call the 366-day challenge.
Yes.
When Shorty Knits with Scott Burks 4 years ago went to find a geocache on leap year day 4 years ago, she DNF'd. And did not have a backup.
Oh no!
Yes. So,
as our nephew says, oh no!
So what ended up happening? She had to wait 4 years for this February 29th to come in to finally get the 366-day challenge. So that's why the whole reason for us bringing up talking about challenges tonight is because leap year's coming up. Geocaching.com has a thing going on, and I'll just briefly hit this tonight, that they announced earlier in the week, that if you find, let's see, I want to get this, let's see, the first souvenir that you can earn on Leap Day, February 29th, by attending a geocaching event, you can get a souvenir on February 29th by attending a geocaching event. There's a second souvenir that can be earned by all that weekend. So between February 27th and 29th, by just finding a geocache, you can get a second souvenir. And they say in big bold letters here, hint, you want to earn both of these. So something is included behind the scenes if you get both souvenirs.
By the people who won't say what they mean.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. So just so that you know, this year, February 29th, is even that much more special for all the people that want to finish out their 366-day challenge. This will do it. And also they've got 2 souvenirs.
Cool.
That you can get as well.
So we got to at least go out those days.
We need to attend an event and find a geocache on those days. All right. Okay. Good stuff. So don't forget leap year day.
Well, one of our people in the chat room has just scheduled her and got approved her first event.
Oh, yay.
And it happens to be on leap day.
Congratulations. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I love when people start for the first time of starting a geocaching event. That is so cool. Depending on how many leap year day events that are near us, we may end up doing the same thing. So
well, apparently there's an event in Bentonville.
Oh, is there?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Or we will attend that. Either way. Some of the other ones, and we'll go through real quick because we've got a bunch of events and some other stuff we'll lightly touch tonight. The Delorme Challenge. Do you know who Delorme is?
No.
Okay. They are the map makers.
I know what a DeLorean is.
No, this is not a DeLorean. The Delorme they are the map people. They are the people that are responsible for map making way back when. And the Delorme, if you ever see one of those great big books of all the states of the United States, for example, and you
open an atlas.
Kind of, yeah. And you open it up and you look at the state and it's made into a grid. Mm-hmm. And there's numbers on each one of those grid sections. The Delorme Challenge is if you find a geocache in each one of those quadrants of the state, almost all the states that I know of, has a challenge that you can, once you get all of them, you can get a final and then put yourself on a plaque for the big Delorme Challenge for that particular state. It's a huge undertaking. Obviously, if you're in Rhode Island, it takes you so long as opposed to Texas.
Yeah.
So
Rhode Island would take you like a day.
Actually, I think the Bear did either Rhode Island or Delaware in a day.
Yeah, see.
So it went that way.
Yeah.
So just saying.
Two itty states.
Yes. So the DeLorme Challenge is probably one of the first major challenges that I learned back when I started geocaching. Now, each state also.
Apparently.
Yes.
There's 2 versions of the DeLorme Atlas for Arkansas.
Really?
So they had to do a new challenge. They increased the number of grids.
Wow. There you go. See, I love our people. They come up with good information. There's another challenge for many states that every county, if you get a geocache in every county of a state, you also qualify for a challenge cache for that. Mm-hmm. And you can get, again, on a plaque or a big whatever that they have. Not everybody does it, obviously, because you have to travel the entire state. So that is quite a cool thing, but it's a great, if you want to learn territory and you want to learn your state, a lot of times people, and Shorty Knits is awesome for doing routing. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll do the DeLorme Challenge and the state challenge at the same time. So obviously in a bigger state, you're not going to be able to do it in a day. Right. This may take years for you to do.
Right.
And so what they'll do is they'll kind of figure out a quadrant of the state and just hit all the counties, which will also include all the DeLorme segments as well. And they'll actually get both at the same time eventually.
Right. That's cool.
And go that way.
Apparently the final for Virginia is in the middle of the Pentagon.
Is it? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's got to be cool.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, neat. There's other challenges and this is buzzwords. If you go to an event or listen to us on the show, you might hear us say things like the Jasmine Challenge. Now, the Jasmine Challenge is really cool, and it never ends. So if you finished everything in the Jasmine Challenge this month, it goes on next month. And the way it works is...
I got to have an end to it.
Oh, no, it goes forever.
Yeah, no.
The Jasmine Challenge works like this. All the way back to 2000, when the first geocaches were put out. It starts in May of, 2000 or 2001. And what happens is then you go May, June 2000, July, August, September, October, November, December, and you do every month of every year up to today. And you find a geocache that was placed on those times.
Okay.
There are challenges with this because, and obviously this isn't the same state you're going to have to go to different states. You're going to have to go to different areas all around the country or world to accomplish this. And the idea is for that particular challenge, I do not know why my screen just went blank.
Cortana?
I am not sure. Yes, she did.
Yes, she did.
That is, thank you, Cortana. I love when things just go blank. This is why we need a Mac. Anyways, so it's a huge challenge because the older geocaches may have been archived. There may be blocks out there now that just don't have that month and year anymore to find a geocache. But the challenge is if you want to travel and have some fun, this is a great way to do this. So that's what the Jasmine is. Another one that you've seen us do with coinsandpins.com is the difficulty terrain 81 grid challenge. So if you start at 1-1 and end at 5-5 of the entire grid, for all of them, there's 81.
Yeah.
And to find a geocache with each of those. Yeah. Those are fun.
Yeah.
Because then you got to really look and search to find the ones that are, it's like, I haven't found a 5-1, that kind of thing. It's, you really have to go and search for different ones.
Yeah.
There are well-rounded challenge days. So in other words, you try to do something like that where if you can try to do a
1-1 to a 5-5.
Right. In a day.
Yeah.
Or maybe not all the 0.5s, but just the 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and try doing each of those in combination. The well-rounded container type day. I've done this before. Well, actually, we did this before.
Yeah.
The micro, the small, the regular, the large, and the other, and the non-chosen in a day.
Yeah.
Another one, the alphanumeric cache name challenge. There is a 0 cache somewhere. I got to find it. That starts with 0, but it's basically 0 through 9, A through Z.
Yeah.
That's the first name of the cache. Or there's another one for the owners, where the cache owner's name starts with a whatever, blah, 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 blah. And you find geocaches for that. All these are different challenge caches, and you can find, and this is a great segue to go into the last part before we move on. There is a place that you want to go in we'll leave a link in the show notes called Project GC, and it's basically project-gc.com. If you go there, if you go over to tools and then challenges, and besides the ton of information that you can get out of these guys about anything that deals with geocaching, there's a challenge checker on there. So what it'll do is all the information that's stored up on your profile about all the geocaches you found, you click in there and you can check out all the challenges that you qualify for so that you can go get the finals and go that way. And it's awesome for things like that. And there are other ways too to find out through GSAC and some other applications where you can, again, use your profile, and it'll tell you things like how much of the DeLorme challenge for this state are you qualified for? And it'll automatically tell it for you, so you don't have to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
So that's awesome stuff. All right. If you want to learn more about challenges with Project GC, just check out our episode 125. And we did a whole show on Project GC from pretty much top to bottom of everything that it does. All right. That's challenges. Good stuff. All right. Excellent stuff. I think it is time to move on.
Your support helps keep all of the GeoSnippits Reboot shows running along. Please consider making a PayPal donation through the link on our website to support our efforts and your ongoing entertainment. From all of us at GeoSnippits, we thank you.
Absolutely. And also, please,
patch.
I'm sorry?
Hold up that patch.
Hold up the patch?
Yeah.
I will hold up the patch. We also have, if you go to geosnippets.com or geosnippetsreboot.com, you have the option of clicking on our Patreon graphic, and in it, you can literally become a contributing factor and earn rewards by becoming a patron of the GeoSnippits Reboot podcast. So basically what happens is you throw us a couple bucks a month to us, and you can get different rewards. We have our GeoSnippets Patreon path tag. We are going to start doing at least a quarter. I want to shoot at least for that, because I think that's a good point for our get-togethers that we do for each time for our patrons, where they come in on a hangout on a Saturday and just, crash with us and just talk about whatever.
Yeah, we got to get this going again.
Yeah, so we're going to start doing those at least once a quarter and get that going. And we also have things like our Patreon pre-show that we put out in podcast form, and do that. So that we do each week as well. So there's a lot of rewards that you can do. Plus, you can qualify for extra entries in contests, things like that. So there's perks for becoming a patron. And again, it's $1 or $2 a week. Throw us whatever you can afford, and it literally helps keep the lights going and curbs the cost of all the things that you have to do for a podcast. Good stuff. Let's move on. All right. It is time for the GeoSnippits Geocaching Cache Dash. Let me explain what that is. We have some of the best companies in the geocaching world, and quite frankly, they want you fine folks to know about their products and services that they provide. And to do that, they send us a goodie package every once in a while. It's like a little mini Christmas for us, because we see all these shiny toys and stuff.
We don't get to keep them.
We just don't get to keep them. Just saying. But they send this stuff to us, and we turn those into prizes and give them away each week to you fine folks. So you get to keep them. And this week is no different than last. Last week was episode 140. And wife Amy, would we go over the prize for episode 140?
Yes. The prize is from gxproxy.com. It's the mega goodie bag.
Yes.
The bag is no bigger than the last one.
It's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff. It's got a UV flashlight, a UV marker, a CETO stamper, a proxy travel bug tag, a Trek tag, and a red salmon Alaska geocoin with matching proxy coin.
Which is gorgeous.
I want that coin.
You can't see the pop in the bag with this because it is just gorgeous, but the colors are enamel and they are just gorgeous. On one side, it shows a nice, beautiful red Chinook salmon. On the other side, it shows a bear eating a red Chinook salmon. So I'm just saying,
yeah,
it's pretty cool. All that
one side the salmon is swimming, the other side he is not.
Yeah, no, he's kind of twitching. So
yeah, there's the tags.
Yeah, so basically.
They wanted to see the tags.
Oh, yeah.
There's the tags right there.
There's the tags. So basically what happens is we made these monster mega goodie bags because GX Proxy is our sponsor of the month. And we figured it would be so much cooler to make these huge bags of prizes and all this swag and all this goodness. I mean, this is a lot of stuff.
Oh, and you remember those tags we were talking about last week?
Uh-huh.
There's the orange
the proxy
right
tags. That's there right there. Yep. And you get one and away you go. Plus you get a UV flashlight and a UV marker for like puzzle caches, things like that. And we just thought it would be so cool. And GX Proxy was kind enough to send us enough to do this for each week to make these mega bags full of stuff and have it so you guys can go after them. So that's what we did. And we had a question that Wife Amy's going to tell you right now for you to figure out for episode 140. What was the question?
What is the state flower of Alaska?
Yes, and if you did like I did and Googled it, we got several different versions, including the flora and fauna version. Fauna. Adam's Family is all I keep remembering. Version of it. So yes, if you gave the Latin version of what it is or the actual answer, we took both. So either way that you had on there. So Wife Amy, what was the answer for what is the state flower for Alaska?
The forget-me-not.
The actual forget-me-not. So that is the flower for Alaska. And if you did it in Latin, good for you, because I would have had to Google that too.
Yeah, somebody said the pine cone.
I don't think so. All right. So this is how this works. We tallied up all the correct answers from everybody's email for episode 140. And, and I have here a random number generator. And in the random number generator has a number between 1 and the total number of correct answers.
And no, it's not 4.
And no, it's thank you for jumping ahead.
You're welcome.
And also,
it's almost time.
Yes. Also, I have on here is the emails that were sent in to us. Now, Wife Amy's going to flip her magic geocoin, and it's going to be either heads or tails. If the random number was, say, 4, and no, it's not 4, and Amy did heads, we would count down 1, 2, 3, 4 from the top, and that would be our winner. If it was tails and 4, we would count up from the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, and that would be the winner. And it just adds some randomness to the show and for whoever's going to win it. Wife Amy, are we going heads down or tails up?
Heads.
Heads. All right. And we have a winner. All right.
That's good.
I love it when we have a winner. Let's see what they have. Flower of Atlanta. Okay. Forget me not. The winner is Sydney Sawyer. And I'll put this here for Wife Amy to put it in our notes. Sydney Sawyer. Now, Sydney, congratulations. You are the winner for episode 140. What we need from you, Sydney, is to send us your your address so that we can send the prize off to you.
Shermanator 18.
Shermanator 18. And so send us your address and just send it to gsreboot@gmail.com and just say winner episode 140. And we will get that prize out to you as soon as possible. So all those goodies go to you for that. Congratulations. Now, the rest of you out there watching or listening or of us live or recorded are going, wait a minute, look at the stuff that they won for this. Are they going to do it again? Yes, we're going to do it again. And yes, you're going to be eligible to win this. But to do that, what you need to do is send your correct answers into us. And for next week's show, which means you have to get your answers into Wednesday, January 20th, 2016. Get them in by then. And email it to gsreboot@gmail.com. That's gsreboot@gmail.com. Subject Q1, episode 141 for this week's show. Again, Q1, episode 141. All correct answers will be put in a drawing just like we did. Some weeks for the people in the live chat room, we have a second prize. Sorry, not tonight, but I heard for the little bird that keeps telling everybody what's going on. Next week, I think there's a really good chance we're going to give away a prize live for that. So you make sure that you're over here and watching the show live next week for a chance at a second prize. All right, wife Amy, what is the prize for episode 141? And it's going to sound semi-familiar.
Yes. Ditto the mega goodie bag. Except we got a UV flashlight, a UV marker, a CETO stamper, a proxy travel bug tag, Trek tag.
Yep.
This is different. Last of our Conquer the Minotaur copper geocoin with matching proxy tag.
I'm so sad this is the last of the
I
collection.
know. I love these
it away.
coins.
These coins are huge.
And they're like 3D and they are awesome.
The Minotaur, and I'm not showing it on purpose, and you'll know why in a second, is copper. And it's got a kind of a bronze reddish background to it. It is gorgeous. The Minotaur actually is laid on top of the geocoin, so it's raised. Beautiful coin. Chris Mackey, you're a genius. Fantastic coin. Last one of the collection. We have given the entire collection away over the past through last year. That is the prize.
It's a biscuit.
It's a biscuit for episode 141. So, wife Amy, what is the question of which they need to answer?
In Greek mythology, a minotaur has the head of what and the body of what?
Okay, one more time.
In Greek mythology, a minotaur has the head of what and the body of what?
All right, tell us what's what. Next week, send us into us.
Because I don't know what's
at
what.
gsreboot@gmail.com, episode 141, prize one, and get us your answers, and you have a chance of winning that fantastic bag of goodies. All right, good stuff. I think it is time to wrap this puppy up. We hope you enjoyed the show. We had a great time talking today. And please, if you get a chance, check out the pre-show because we had a lot of fun discussion in there as well. Let us know what you think about tonight's episode. Please consider becoming a patron and a contributing factor because hosting and all the things that we do with a podcast to keep things going costs money, and we need all the help you can get to us. Finally, please also consider helping us get a new computer by donating to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast glow-in-the-dark trackable patch. It's a limited edition. There's only so many made, and they're going for $8 for U.S., $10 for overseas. If you can give more from that, this is a fundraiser. We greatly appreciate it. Donate as much as you can and help us get this computer and a couple little items that we need for the office so Amy doesn't have to sit on a box anymore. So I'm just saying, check those out. And finally, tell others about the Geocaching Reboot Podcast so that they can come and enjoy the craziness and the fun that we give out to you fine folks each and every week. Good stuff. All right, wife Amy, close us out.
I want to thank our sponsors, cashadvance.com and coinsandpins.com. I want to thank Andy HeadHardHat Smith, and thanks to everyone watching in the chat room. Please keep those comments coming in, and we'll see y'all next time.
Absolutely. And a very special thank you to wife Amy for all the fantastic stuff that you do for us each and every week. She is the goddess of the chat room and of the show itself, and we appreciate everything that she does. And again, a final thank you to coinsandpins.com for all the stuff that they did for making this fantastic patch. We greatly, oh God, Aaron, we thank you so much. This is a beautiful job, and Get them, folks. Buy as many as you can. Go, go, go. We love it. All right. Good stuff. Please consider bringing in and sending. We had a bunch of people send in show ideas for 2016. If there's a guest or a subject that you would like us to talk about, send that to gsreboot@gmail.com and just put in for the subject line show notes or show ideas and let us know. And we will see about writing shows for those particular things. Uh-huh. So great stuff. All right, guys, that's it. That's the show. Awesome stuff. And as we like to say to you as we wrap this up, see you out on the trails, folks. Bye-bye. Please be sure to join us each and every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, right here on the GeoSnippits website at www.geosnippits.com. The video version of our show is available on YouTube, and the audio version is available on iTunes, Stitcher, Blueberry, the Tech Podcast Network, and many of your favorite podcasters. We love hearing from our viewers and listeners, so please leave your feedback by emailing us at gsreboot@gmail.com. Visit us through our social media sites, or contact us via our voicemail line at 919-341-9519, or use our website Send Voicemail tab. GeoSnippits Reboot is a HeadHardHat production and is produced by Amy and Andy Smith. This show is copyright 2016 by Andrew T. Smith. All rights reserved. And clear.
Awesome.
And we were still only a minute and a half long on the total. So good stuff.
I was like, not according to that clock.
Well, I mean, yeah, we started a little late.
Yeah, okay.
So that's how that went.
Oh, okay.
Whew, good stuff. So yeah, folks, these patches are awesome.
Yep.
And we very much thank everybody for what they're going to do. And as soon as we get the money
what
for
you've
this,
already done.
or done. And please spread the word for this. Let everybody know about it. Send the link. Send information. Tell people about this. Let everybody know that you know that's dealing with geocaching. And thank you for all the help that you're going to provide for us for this computer. Our other one is definitely on its last legs, and we just need the help this time. So again, thank you to coinsandpins.com, and we will see you fine folks next week for the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. Have a good one. Have a safe one out in that crazy weather out there. Bye-bye, folks.